Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 23 of Vlogmas 2020. We're almost there, folks. We're almost there. This is going to be the first year I make it all 25 days of Vlogmas. I've tried for 3 years now. The first year I made it to the 21st. However, that year I had been doing a video a day since October 1st. So I was pretty burned out by the time the 21st of December came around. Then last year I made it 9 days. And then things kind of went crazy. But this year I've done it all 25 days. You are watching, actually this is my music show that I do every week with Pearl Manhattan. But today we're doing last minute Christmas projects. If you're watching the replay, give me a comment down below. Replay squad, I love hearing from my replay watchers. I am not awake yet, as you can tell in my eyes. Lisa, it's Joey's World. Good morning, good to see you. I know I'm up against Resort TV 1 this morning. Josh riding those rides. These days it seems like I'm always up against somebody, but it's alright, because you know, I make these videos for my replay watchers, simply because, oh, yeah, I don't know. Shorts are hard for me. Oh, Josh has ended? Okay, good, because I don't like streaming at the same time as other people. I know it can't be avoided, but I don't like streaming at the same time as other people, because I don't like having to make people feel like they gotta make excuses to me for watching another streamer. I don't like that. Watch who you want. Catch me on the replay. I'm not gonna curl up in a ball and get sad about it. You know, there's only so many hours in a day. But hold on, I need my coffee. As you can hear, it is Wednesday. Our yard crew was here. I don't know why they switched to Wednesday. I used to do this on Wednesday because they came on Tuesday, but now they're coming on Wednesday. So hopefully it won't be too much of a distraction. Sorry, I bumped my mic stand there. We're talking about last minute Christmas stuff. And because let's face it, it's Christmas Eve's Eve. Yay. We're almost to Christmas, and this year is not very different for me from Christmases in the past. I've always had small Christmases. In my family growing up, it was just my grandparents, my mother, my two brothers, and I. So Christmas was never really a big deal. And my mother worked midnights. So, she worked a graveyard shift. She was a nursing assistant. And so, you know, there weren't presents when we woke up. BDF, hi. Nice to see you. Good morning. Happy Christmas Eve's Eve. But the presents were all at my grandparents' house. And so we'd have to wake up and wait for Mom to get home and then drive over to my grandparents' house. So, you know, and that's the way it's going to be for us. I went online, found some recipes for some vegan, gluten-free stuff, since our family is all vegan, gluten-free now because of food allergies. I feel like a real heel. I've been serving my oldest kid eggs and milk, and I can remember her dad making her sit at the table till she finished her breakfast, which was scrambled eggs and a big glass of milk, and come to find out she's allergic to both of them. And we didn't find this out till she was in her mid-20s. But so we're redoing the traditions. We're doing a green bean casserole. I'm doing some sweet potatoes. I'm doing some cornbread stuff, dressing. I'm doing a pumpkin pie, and they're all gluten-free and vegan. And but the part that's not vegan is for my son-in-law and my boyfriend. They're still omnivores, and so I'm making a beef roast for them. And I ordered it all through Instacart. it will be delivered. Yeah, exactly. This is the year to make new traditions. This year, I had someone call me from my bank just to do a financial checkup yesterday, and she said, "Are you ready for Christmas?" And I said, "You know, this is a different kind of Christmas this year. We've learned what we can live without. We've learned how to simplify our lives, and we've learned that a food fight." Well, you got that silly little elf causing trouble, Lisa. That little havoc, man. Oh, those elves give me the creeps. So when I was little, my grandmother had a couple of those, and you used to get them off of with a little box of Russell Stover candy, chocolates, and she had those things all over the house, and she would make such a big deal about, "You better be careful, the elf is watching you," and it kind of gave me a complex. You know, I was a very little girl, and I'm told that this elf is watching everything I do, you know, and it's in my room on my dresser watching me change clothes and stuff and it creeped me out, and I do not like those little elves, but I can appreciate other people's enjoyment of them. But for me, they are a source of stress and anxiety for sure. Oh, my grandmother was very strange. So she'd hide them too, and then, you know, when we did something we weren't supposed to be doing, or she thought we were acting bratty, she'd say, "You see that elf right there? It was watching you," and it kind of, she meant well. She meant well, but yeah. So everybody's gonna get here around lunchtime or so, and I can't put presents out. Lisa, I don't know if you know about how this goes or not, but when you have an autistic kid, every package they see is theirs. And so my son, I have to protect the orders that I'm sending out, because if I put them out in the house, he will open them and then be disappointed that it wasn't something for him. So I can't wrap presents or anything. I have to keep them hidden. And he's getting his gift today. It's coming in the mail. He ordered a Dora electronic game off of eBay. So that's his little Christmas present. But yeah, new traditions. Simplifying your life. And instead of seeing it as the end of something, see it as the beginning of new things. I can remember my first husband. He had a very large family, and Christmas was an ordeal. It was a 2 or 3 day experience, because they all lived in this one little town, and you'd wake up, you know, and it was like a 36-hour marathon, really, of sugar and sweets and presents, and this person's house and that person's house, and on and on. And it was so overwhelming to me, because I wasn't used to it. And sometimes I think we do things that stress us out because that's the way it's supposed to be. And that's the blessing in this year, is learning that it doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be Martha Stewart Christmas. It can be whatever it is. And if you feel upset about it, you can blame it on what's going on in the world and relieve yourself of guilt of not doing all of this, and not having all of this, not having all the gifts, not having all, I don't know, this year it's been different. I don't want to say it's been a bad year. It's been a different year. I think I've grown an awful lot. I think everybody has. Anyway, what I thought I would do is I picked up, let me change my thing. I picked up this at the Dollar Tree, and it's a little, I'll take it out of the wrapper so you can see it without the glare. It's a little it's actually for your fridge. It's got a magnet on the back. It's got a little 2021 calendar and a little notepad. And what I'm going to do is make a little booklet to put this in. And it's real quick to make. It's real easy to make. It's like wrapping a present. If you can wrap a present, you can make this. I've actually got some pens I'm going to use, but I thought I would make this one in a Minnie Mouse pattern. So I saved the paper cutting. I went ahead and cut my cardstock, and I'm using thick cardstock, and I'm actually going to double it up, tape it together. Yeah, Dollar Tree Christmas. But I've got four pieces of 5x6 and 2 pieces. If you take your piece of cardstock and on the 8.5 by 11 inch side in your cutter and cut it at 6 inches, and then you cut a 5 inch, a 5 inch, and you'll have a little strip left, and that's this part right here. It's about 1 1/8 by 6. And so we're going to need to make 2 pieces, and we're going to join them together. But that's all right. It'll have a seam, but it's all right. We're going to, how am I going to do this? All right. I did it last night and it worked, but I used different kind of paper. So I want to do it this way. And I want to, let me turn it around this way. And as usual, my son chooses now to get in the shower. So I'm going to have to go fuss at him in a minute. There's 7. And the, hold on just a second, I've got to get this other piece of paper here. We're going to make 2 pieces that are 7 inches by 8 inches here. And I picked this paper up at my local craft store, and it was about, I don't know, 25 cents a sheet for this paper. And it only takes 2 sheets to make it. Let's do 7 this way and 8 this way. All right. And then we'll need a liner piece for the inside. And that piece is 11 3/4 by 5 7/8. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my 5 7/8 piece. And then 11 3/4 is just 1/4 of an inch off of a 12 by 12 piece of paper. And we're going to end up cutting this down a little more. I'll go ahead and tell you that. Oh goodness. I'm jealous of everyone getting white Christmases this year. We're just going to be cold and clear, no snow for us. We've just spent the last 2 weeks being very soggy, wet. So, all right. 7-inch this way, and the 8-inch is this way. And I'm going to stick these two pieces of paper together. And I'm not going to worry about matching this seam. It is what it is. But we're going to take our tape. I'm always losing my tape. This is a double-sided tape from Dollar Tree. It's 3/8 of an inch wide. And I'm going to do 2 strips of it. To make sure that it's stuck down very, very well. Get my little pokey tool. I'm going to match up the edge of this piece with the line of tape. So the tape is covered, and I want to get it as straight as possible, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to take a straight edge and burnish that down. Give me just a second because my son's flooding the bathroom. I'll be right back. Good morning, Michael and Bella's Travel Channel. Nice to see you. I have so enjoyed all your comments on my Vlogmas. Thank you so much for commenting so much. And Lisa, thank you for commenting too. It's been a fun Vlogmas. Very fun Vlogmas. Tomorrow's the tomorrow and Christmas morning. A video will go up Christmas morning. All right, so I've stuck this together very, very well. Now I'm going to flip it over. And I've got, like I said, I'm doubling up because I want it to have extra support to it. So I've got my 2 pieces there. Ooh, I'm losing a string here. Goodness gracious. And 2 pieces here and 2 pieces here. Like that. Okay. So let's tape this together and we can chat while I tape this together. Oh, lots of good stuff on YouTube tonight. I'd like to thank Dean at the Live Place for hosting this and over 120 other family-friendly live streamers. I go live twice a week. On Wednesdays at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And on Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. Wednesdays is my music show. And Sundays is generally arts and crafts. But I figured since we're doing last minute gifts, this is something you can throw together with stuff you have around the house. You don't have to use scrapbooking paper. You can use wrapping paper. You can use poster board. You can use magazine pages, pages from a book. You can use any kind of paper. And for the cardstock, you don't have to have this heavy-duty cardstock. You can use a cereal box and cut it up. You can, I've done a lot of crafts with cereal boxes, pasta boxes, cardboard boxes. There's those 2, and then let me do one of these. like I said, I'm actually using 2 pieces because I want to make sure it's extra strong. Alright, and I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to go check on my son one more time. I'll be right. Again, I'm terribly sorry about that. If you don't know, my son has autism, and he it's just me and him, and some days he requires my attention, and when he requires my attention, I gotta jump. He is my reason for living, and he's what keeps me going every day. He's what keeps me looking so young. Also, though, coming up next month and starting January 1st, I will be adding a weekly tarot and oracle card show. It will be taped to begin with. It won't be live. It will be filmed. And gonna get back into that. There are some readings, card reviews on my channel already with the decks that I like to use. I don't believe the cards tell you things. I use them for inspiration, to spark ideas in my imagination. I don't involve astrology or any of that kind of stuff. I don't do readings about predicting the future. I do readings to inspire creative solutions for life situations. So I hope you'll check those out in January. The shorts, I did one. It's gotten 350 views, I think, which is nice. It's fun, but I don't know. They if I do them the way I want to do them, it's an awful lot of editing and work for 10 seconds of video. That's why I'm not on TikTok. TikTok is some people's thing, and some people do that kind of thing really, really well. It's just not something I have the mental bandwidth or the time really to keep up with, if my son was back in school full time and I had I was fully staffed with caregivers. One of my caregivers has resigned from the agency and moved on to better opportunities for them, and I can't blame them for that. We all need jobs that fulfill us and meet our financial needs, and so even though it's sad for me losing that caregiver, it was the one that was giving me the 2 full days a week, so kind of sad about that, but that's all right. I'm just proud I got Vlogmas out. I'm really, really proud of that. I'm by no means am I any Shep or Steve's World or any of those wonderful vloggers who did such a wonderful job with Vlogmas. But I think I did okay. I got a lot of positive feedback about incorporating my music. in my Vlogmas, and I will be doing more music in the coming year. I'm not able to do as much vocal work as I would have liked to, but and speaking of my music, how about that big collaboration that Pete and Craig from Lovin' This World did? How about that? Was that magical or what? And I sat here in tears watching it last Sunday. It was just fantastic. All of the wonderful people, and watching the screen and going, hey, I know that person. I know that person. Thank you very much, Lisa. I loved my music with that. I couldn't be more proud of that composition. It's been a while since I've pulled out those skills, and I've been a church choir director on and off for about 34 years, and I left that job when my husband died. But when I was in that position, I was always writing and arranging for different ensembles. We had one Easter, we had a brass quintet for the service, and I arranged and transcribed all of the music that the brass quintet played. One year we did a Christmas pageant, and all we had was a 4-part piano score, and I arranged that. I got anybody in the congregation who could play an instrument, and we had a little wind ensemble with string. Well, actually, it was more than a wind ensemble. It was a little symphonic ensemble. We had strings and wind instruments, and I transcribed it and a percussionist, and transcribed the whole thing for a small 25-piece orchestra that I put together. So I that's what I went to school for originally, was composition and arranging. And so I'm going to be doing more of that kind of stuff. I'm also thinking about getting into making jingles and channel music, but like I said, right now doing the voice stuff is hard because I don't have a quiet place to record voice. The music that I make, it's all internal in the computer, so I don't have to worry as much about external noise. But with recording voice, it's difficult right now. But that's going to change. Let's talk about the new year. I don't make resolutions because I feel like they're last minute ditch attempts, and I feel like you're bargaining with yourself. Resolutions aren't the place to make life changes. If there's something in your life that you don't like or you want to change, just do it. And don't make yourself feel guilty about it. One that was difficult for me. I used to be a smoker. I smoked cigarettes. And I went to the doctor a couple years ago, and she said, okay, you got to stop that. You got to stop the cigarettes. You got to stop the half and half in your coffee. You got to stop the coffee. You got to stop. You got to change the way you eat. You got to change your lifestyle, because you are, it's almost too late. And so instead of doing a New Year's resolution, excuse me, I'm live right now. That's not your package. That package is for somebody else. We're going to have to take it to the office to be mailed, okay? Let me finish my show. I'll be with you in a minute. I've got my Give Kids the World package from the auction that Dis and That did. I've got the package for the winner of the Olaf set all packaged up and ready to go, and he saw it and thought it was his. So anyway, I had to quit smoking, and it wasn't easy. I I had quit many times and started back up again. So I think New Year's resolutions are more about who you want to be in the new year, not what you want to be. And so my resolutions are to be kinder to myself. And, not put so much on myself, Pardon me? Okay, in just a minute, all right? All right. So, you saw what I did while I was yakking. I stuck these down. There's about, there's a 1/4 of an inch on this side and an 1/8 of an inch on this side, but I'm giving this as a gift. I'm not going to sell it, so imperfections are acceptable. And then this is not as much a tutorial as it is me doing a last minute gift and talking to y'all at the same time. And we're just going to fold that over like we're wrapping a gift. And I cut the corners. If you notice, I cut off these corners kind of angled straight across with my scissors. That makes them fold down. That's called mitering. You see it in picture frames and stuff like that. All right, we've got this wrapped. If you give me a moment, he's asking me to come fix his computer speakers. I am so sorry I have to keep popping out. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm terribly sorry about that. His computer is very old and doesn't like to cooperate so much. Okay, so what I've done, laid out those three. Here is our outside. And you notice I laid the center one right over that seam. That seam's going to be on the outside, but it's not a big deal. Now we'll take our liner piece for the inside, and just going to make sure it fits. And like I said, we're going to have to trim it down. It's a little long. So let me get this up here. I am back. I am back. Oh, yeah, he needs a new computer, but that's not gonna happen for a while. The boy's got 3 different gaming systems. He's got a stack of games a mile high. He's got a TV, DVD player, and an iPad, so he can find something to do until I fix his computer. All right, so I cut it down to size. I'm going to put some tape on my liner. Oh, but yeah, the new year. New year, new you, right? I think the better time to make New Year's resolutions is in the spring. It's hard in the winter. I mean, where I live, we're kind of high on the earth, really. So our sunlight is from like 8 in the morning till about 3 or 4 in the afternoon in the depths of winter. And so it's dark a lot, it's cold, it's wet, everybody's hibernating. So it's not the best time to make all those changes and choices. Better to get through the winter and then start in the spring when the sun's coming out more and things are blooming and you can open the doors and windows and stuff like that. I see it was cold in Florida. Y'all have been chilly down there, haven't you? And there's snow, but of course everybody expects snow in the New England area. And up in the little bitty states up there. Alright, and we're going to lay this on here, kind of center it. There we go. Now, where those spaces are, it's going to fold. I'm just gently pushing it up like that. And gently pushing it like that. And then I'm going to come back. See, there's the line. I'm going to come back and just kind of make that crease a little easier. Where's this one? Oh, this one is right on that. Oh, I couldn't have done that better if I tried. Right on the fold. See there? And there we go. How cold is it going to be tonight, Lisa? What's the weather going to be? Because, I mean, and yeah, people rib on y'all because y'all say it gets cold when it's in the 50s. It's cold here when it's in the 50s, too. Our temperatures in western Washington, the Seattle area, we don't get as warm as you go. Well, in the past, in the 40s. Okay, our high today is in the 40s. But that doesn't make it any warmer. You know, I've been out here 20 something years and I have not acclimated yet. Okay, what I've done is I've ripped these off. We're going to be down to 26 tonight. I've ripped these off and now they're separate.
I can't fix it.
I told you, sweetheart, find something else to do until I can come help you. I've got about 20 more minutes, okay?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to take my notepad and I'm going to make a new back for it. This is some scrap paper that I had, some scrap cardboard that I had, and I'm going to line this up. Whoops. And I'm going to take my pencil, draw my little line around this. And I'm going to take this, draw my line around this, and we're just going to give them some new backs. This. I've marked out what I'm going to cut. I'm going to get my cutting tool up here. And safety warning, do not try this at home. For all my talk about how experienced I am with this, I wasn't paying attention the other day and I nipped the tip of my thumb with the blade. So kids, do not use one of these without parental supervision, and parents, be very careful because adults can still cut themselves with this. Okay, I've got my little backing sound. And for the rest of the cutting, I'm going to use the backing as a pattern. Actually, yeah. Use the backing as a pattern. And cut out two little pieces here of my cover fabric, and then I'm also going to need another piece that's going to be half. Well, actually I'm going to make it the same size, and you'll see why in a minute. There's that piece, and then there's that piece. This piece we're gonna actually, it's not gonna be very long. So yeah, it was an ouchie, and that's my taping thumb, so I can't put band-aids on it, and every time I go to put a piece of tape it would push on it. Yeah, it was a little sore. It's not a bad cut at all, it just nicked it. But I'm only going to use about half of this one, because this is just going to go over the top of the little notebook. And then here's this one. And my kids love getting handmade gifts. They really do. And I enjoy making the handmade gifts. You know, we've had a lot of fun. We've made the we made the pedicure kit, we made the wall decorations, we've made cards. We've done all sorts of things for Vlogmas this year. We're going to continue with the Dollar Tree crafting in Healing Through Art, but I think for January we're going to get back to doing some more of the painting and things like that. And maybe even some sewing. Thinking about digging out the sewing machine and doing some sewing. So, Michael and Bella's travel channel, yes, wasn't that wonderful? It was fantastic. You know, I loved the reading of the poem But I think what I loved more than that was the everyone saying Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas. It was oh, I sat here and cried the whole thing, but I cry a lot, so I cry easily. Now I'm putting this cardboard back on here like this. Line it up there. Going to take this little piece and I'm going to put it about, I'm eyeballing this measurements here. And that's the thing about doing stuff like this. Yeah, you should measure twice and cut once and stuff like that. But you also need to trust yourself. And oh, to make the Christmas thing, I'm sure it was quite an editing feat. You know, Craig said that his wife did most of the editing, and I can tell you for a fact, putting it all together, editing is not one of my strong points. Lisa, you do a lot of editing. Most of y'all's videos are edited and everything else, and I can tell you I have major props to them because that was a huge undertaking. And you know, and Pete with the coordinating it and getting it all together. I mean, he was getting emails from everyone. Whoops, that's not straight. Can I pull it up gently? Let's see if it will. No. I'm just gonna have to. Oh, I'm just sticking it to everything. And then
I can fix it.
Put this over like that, and just fold it over the top. And that way, yeah, the live stream, a lot of people did because there's so much going on for the holidays, but the replay is up on Craig's channel now, and it's going to be there forever. All right, so by the cardboard on the back, that liner piece folded over, and then here we have our cover. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because my boy is getting antsy. And like I said, this wasn't a tutorial as much as it was an excuse for me to sit and chat with y'all while I did something. It's Christmas Eve's Eve. Don't stress yourself out. You have enough presents. Everybody's going to be happy. Everything's going to be fine. One year, my grandmother was too tired and too sick to cook, and we had frozen pizzas for Christmas dinner. And it was one of the best Christmas dinners I've ever had. So don't stress yourself out about Christmas. Find the joy, find the peace. Peace and blessings to you upon all who love you and upon all you love. Find your passion, grab a hold of it, and do not let it go. Simplify your life. Traditions are traditions because we needed them at that time in our life. It's a new world. We need new traditions. So simplify your life, make things good, and Merry Christmas. I will have a video up tomorrow. I'll have a video up Christmas morning, and I will see y'all on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. Merry Christmas. I love y'all. Take care.